Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Hilda Arthamevia Putri. I'm from English Education Department of Unisnu Jepara. Here, I want to explain to you about the descriptions of combinational model interlanguage and the example of interlanguage using simulations. Okay, first, we're going to do the simulations.
Hi Rika. Hey Hilda. Have you breakfast? Yes, I'm done.
Dilihat respon jawaban dari Rika, yes, I'm done, itu salah. Yang benar yaitu, yes, I have done. So, imagine, you are from west, therefore you want to get to the other side, and there is hiccup. It's before to walk, and you cannot run fast. So, you drive a car at first. The car is only strong enough to go over there. But as you work more and more for going there, it gets a plane to go fast over there. Now, look at this. The word on the left is Sundanese, and the word right is Javanese. In this scenario, the way will be called interlanguage. So, what is interlanguage? Interlanguage is language process produced when people in the middle of studying L2 language. The process of interlanguage can be defined as a language that is located between the mother tongue, first language, and the target language being studied. Interlanguage is affected by speaker's original language or the language the speaker has learned before. It has own rules system that is different from native speaker. The concepts of interlanguage can be applied as the data in the human mind computer. We called computational model of interlanguage. So, interlanguage is used by all owner of second language. It is when you blend your native language with the target language. So you blend your native language with the target language. First, it's difficult to speak another language, but through contains practice and learning from mistakes, the interlanguage way becomes stronger and you will become more proficient speaker of the target language. It's important to remember that language doesn't need to be perfected before you start to use it. It just takes practice, preference, and learning from mistakes. Computational model of interlanguage is the concept of interlanguage can be viewed as a metaphor of how L2 acquisitions takes place. It implies that the human mind functions like a computer. These figures represent the basic computational metaphor that has grown out of interlanguage and informed much of SLA. The learners is exposed to input which is processed into stage. The first part of it are attended to and taken into short-term memory, and these are referred to as intake. And in the second, some of the intake is stored in long-term memory as ultra knowledge, the process responsible for creating intake, and L2 knowledge occurred within the black box of the learner's mind. And where the learner's interlanguage is constructed, then finally L2 knowledge is used by the learners to produce within and written but on output. The basic model of SLA can be elaborated in some ways, such as adding some additional information to give more specific process insight to the brain, like the environment in between input and intake to explain the environment has a part in giving in. Okay, I think enough from my explanations about interlanguage and computational model. Thank you very much. The last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.